I'm going to start also with a small introduction that overall puts you on track, just because we haven't seen each other for a while now, for almost a week, just to get you back on track of what we have been doing in chapter 6. As we said, chapter 6, you are required to take 4 major decisions in managing your campaign. First one, what's your message strategy? And we said we have 3 choices: cognitive, effective, and cognitive. And we said that cognitive has 5 choices, effective you have 2 ways to go, and cognitive is just basically cognitive behavioral purchase and so on. And then the second decision is the appeals. You have to think about the appeals. We studied many kinds of appeals. You can use more than one appeal, you can use more than one, you can use 2. Some interesting campaigns making a blend of 3. Remember when we saw the panda campaign, making the blend of humor and fear together with the music? It was really good. Not easy recipe to do it, not easy to cook it and to bring it up to be interesting, and it's an award-winning campaign, by the way, the panda one. But you can do this if you are capable of doing it. Go ahead, you can do it. The third decision that we're going to what we are going to come to talk about, inshallah, today is how am I going to execute my campaign? What are the different options available? These are different options. This is how you intend to execute all your campaign, regardless of the tool you're going to be using. طبعا some tools are better used, covered in some specific frameworks, yes. And for example, storytelling and slice of life, the best medium that you can use is TV ads or video ads, generally speaking, whether you're going to be on YouTube or TV or Instagram, whatever, because now, of course, you can make multi-platform ads. The same ad you see on Instagram, you can see it on TV and you can see it on YouTube, basically. So regardless of this, but using slice of life and storytelling, for example, they work best, for example, with this kind of executional framework, and so on. You will find different executional frameworks better. Informative, for example, is best with radio, for example, and so on. Anyway, let's move on to start with our first, which is animation. Animation has been recently used by especially startup companies, and those companies don't have the big budget to spend on huge, massive campaigns for spending a couple of thousand or millions of cash on campaigns, on marketing, advertising campaigns, and so on. And even here, a company like Lego is a huge company. It's big, and it's of course it's a very rich company. However, they choose to use this kind because it's relevant to their target market, because they're targeting children, they are targeting people who want to think out of the box, who want to think differently, creatively. So also they used the world of animation, like this campaign they did. It was Rebuild the World. That was the title of the campaign, and they used the characters of the Lego inside the campaign and inside the ad. So they used the animation. Rotoscoping is a very it has transformed the way we use animation altogether. Look, for example, look at the difference between the Lion King movie, that original one that was in early 2000s, I think, or maybe late. It was when I was in college, I think. This was in late 90s. And look at the new Lion King that was aired a couple of years ago. Do you see the difference in technology? What do you think?
Yes, doctor. Now animation is becoming more realistic and is looking like basically better quality and everything.
Yes, it's like real. And when you watch Lion King now, you feel like it's a real lion. It's not cartoon anymore. So animation has been taken to another level. In the last 10 to 20 years, no, there has been a drastic change. Thank you to technology, thank you to rotoscoping and these different kinds of applications and softwares and stuff like that. So it has really been enhanced. طبعا B2B also use it because it's not that expensive, and they use it maybe to add some fun flavor to their boring product. Because as we discussed, remember before, B2B products are usually not very interesting, and they have a lot of details and a lot of specs and so on. So animation is one way that you can use for executing your campaign. The other way, this is the way that I was telling you about, the PNG way. You call it even the PNG way, because they are the ones who invented it actually from a very, very long time. It's like an encounter, having a problem, interaction, and then solution. Usually it was one of the oldest campaigns that used this was Crest toothpaste, which is a PNG brand. They had the kid coming from school, for example, telling his mommy, look how many cavities I have in school. This, I don't know, really, this is because of Crest and because it's like here, slice of life is the kind of executional framework that specifically focuses on the product features or attributes inside the ad to show how these attributes and features are really solving a problem and really affecting the lifestyle and the well-being of the consumer in a good way and providing the solution. تمام. Let me show you an old PNG ad, very interesting one actually. Let me show you for Crest. See how old these people still. PNG is really a legendary company. I have a very interesting video about PNG on my account, guys. Please, it's in. When you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find something called Ads for IMC. Inside the Ads for IMC, you will find a very nice video for PNG. It talks about the corporate history of PNG and how it started. And I really advise this for the purpose of the short of the class. It's 6 minutes or 7 minutes. I really want you to watch it. You will benefit a lot to see how this company has been thinking and how they have transformed the marketing world altogether with their ideas and with their innovations. One of the things that they have done is the idea of slice of life in their ads and presenting their products as problem solvers inside the ads. So let me show you a very old ad. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Is there a distortion here in the background or something? Are you hearing voices or something? Because I can let it stop if you're not listening to me well. Huh? I'm clear.
No, you are clear, ma'am. It's okay.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Here.
The museum is proud of this flightless bird dating back 50 million years.
Oh, but today... Dad! I only had one.
One?
Cavity.
Oh, that's splendid. Well, he's proud.
He should be with only one cavity.
Yes, indeed. How did you do it? Well, let's see.
Mine changed to Crest.
Oh, of course. He brushed with Crest.
Are you sure Crest did it?
Well, we tried a lot of toothpaste, but Crest, well, an historic checkup.
What makes Crest so special?
Well, stannous fluoride. Most remarkable discovery. Well, you can't buy a better cavity finder.
Well, they all have that stannous.
Well, definitely not. Of the top 5, only Crest.
Oh, I knew that, Mary.
And Crest is the only one of the 5 accepted by the American Dental Association.
It's got 2 flavors, Dad.
Oh, yes. Regular and mint.
That I knew.
Have checkups, watch treats, and brush after eating with Crest.
Can you imagine how old this ad is? It's very old. But they have the ones who invented this idea of these kinds of campaigns, you know.
These are the 5 leading toothpastes. Most families brush with one of them. But how many get stannous fluoride? And you know you can't buy a better cavity fighter than stannous fluoride. This family doesn't get it, nor does this one, or this one, or this one. Only this family gets cavity-fighting stannous fluoride, the Crest family. You've got to have stannous fluoride in the tube to say so on the tube.
Anyway, not all of them are using the same strategy. That's the PNG ad. But the first one specifically is using the slice of life way of presenting ideas. I want to show you, I have, of course, as recent, but I just wanted to show you how old this has been, how old they have been using this. Now we can get many ads using the same, by the way, or many companies are using the same, to show you how it is part of your daily life and how the product solves your problem. Let me show you a recent one because just don't think that only the old ones. Let me show you something recent for another brand كمان, not just this one. Can you see, all of you?
ايه كل الليمون ده؟
It's in Arabic بس معلش I'm sorry.
ومش موحد وحفلة تخرجي بعد أسبوع. أنا عندي حفلة فعال وسريع. جربي قوة الليمون بكريم جرنيل جديد للتفتيح السريع بمستخلص الليمون الفعال و3 أضعاف الفيتامين سي مع حماية من الشمس. البقع هتقل، بشرتك هتفتح وهيبقى لونها موحد من أول أسبوع.
مبروك، وشك منور
وبشرتي موحدة
وفي الوقت المناسب.
كريم جرنيل جديد للتفتيح السريع
طبيعي من جرنيل.
Okay, as you can see here, the issue is that the girl, she has a graduation party and she has an issue with her color of skin, so she's getting all these lemons to try to make her skin fairer and lighter. And then this طبعا is a celebrity. Hind Sabri, she's a celebrity, she's an actor. We want to add the source. We're going to talk about the source next. This is the next decision. Now we're only talking about the executional framework, but of course they use the way the slice of life to be able to, and how the product came in to solve a problem, and now she can go to her graduation. You understand the concept of slice of life? It's clear, huh?
Yeah,
Of
so
course, there's a
basically,
huge. Do you see the
there's
huge
like,
difference between the old school and the new school? Yeah, and a huge difference, huh? But same concept, by the way, but different technology, different way of execution. Yani, if you see this old ad now, you're gonna laugh. Like, what is this? From where is this coming? Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Muaz. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say like it's just there is like that you see the character, he has a problem and then the problem gets solved with the product
Right.
itself. That it's pretty
Exactly.
simple, but yet it's so good, like,
Yeah.
because it explains
Yeah.
everyone's
It's such,
problems. Yeah.
such, and it's really focusing also, Muaz, on a feature in the product. Yani the other one was focusing on something, a specific ingredient in the toothpaste, for example. This one is also facing the idea of blending the honey with the I don't know, the lemon or whatever. Yani فاهم قصدي? And talking about, not talking about the brand in general. And this is really the main difference between slice of life and storytelling. Storytelling but doesn't focus on a specific feature. No, it focuses generally about the brand. It's just talking about the brand. It's a story, and then the brand either appears in somewhere in the middle or at the end of the ad or the campaign, but nothing specific about a specific feature inside the brand. And this is the main difference between the storytelling approach and the slice of life approach. Tamam? It's clear? Okay? In the storytelling, no. It's like saying a story, whatever, and so on, and then, okay, this brand appears at the end as, like enhancing the overall quality of life for the person or for the family or for the situation or whatever, yeah, or being part of your life in general. Nothing specific about an ingredient or a feature or an attribute. No, it doesn't work this way. In storytelling, it's more emotional than slice of life. Okay? تمام? يعني you will be able to differentiate when you see ads, inshallah. Let's move on to the third one, which is testimonials. Testimonials, it's heavily used even as a lovely differentiator and a lovely catalyst for your campaigns. And if you can get especially loyal customers to speak good about your brand and use it for advertising and marketing purposes, this is really a plus and very credible, because they will not cheat you and they will not lie. So they will add a source of credibility to your campaign. Usually when we make a campaign, we usually get the winners. A group of people called the winners, تمام? And they are the ones who are catalysts for the campaign. We take testimonials from them. Testimonials can be, it's like basically getting someone who has a previous experience with the brand and who genuinely, if you're getting regular customers, this is the best choice, of course. They should be loyal customers. Or you can get paid actors to talk about their experience with the brand. The best one is the normal consumer one, the people who are just consumers and they are loyal to the brand and they're talking about their experience, because it's more credible and more honest in terms of testimonial. Yeah. And even you can put them on your website, you can use them for social media. It's very interesting to use this approach. But not everybody is capable of using it. Not everybody is capable of getting testimonials and using them in their campaign. Okay, but it's one kind and one type of way of executing your campaign. Like, for example, here, this policeman, he uses, and he's talking about how the Diamond Security brand, this is a brand for security systems, how this Diamond Security brand has helped him to better perform his job. And he's talking about how this brand is helping him to reach what he wants to reach and do what he wants to do. This is a real policeman, and he's talking about a brand that has enhanced the way that he is doing what in his job and so on. So it's a testimonial from a consumer. Yeah. Okay, it's clear? Any questions? Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Authoritative, that's another approach. Here, you're getting an expert, like an expert in the field. Okay, and there is a lot of cognitive processing and there is a lot of information coming in and understanding, like exactly the approach of Sensodyne in their ads. If you have seen a couple of ads for Sensodyne, they usually use this approach. Let me show you quickly an ad for Sensodyne that utilize this approach. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Here.
انه يكون في معجون اسنان يخفف وجع حساسيه الاسنان بوقت سريع ك60 ثانيه. هذا الشيء كثير رائع.
As you can see, the name of the doctors are there.
60 ثانيه رح يخفف ويريح من الم حساسيه الاسنان.
انا لاي مريض بيجي لعندي بيقول لي بدي يا دكتور طريقه سريعه وفعاله اتخلص من المشكله، على طول حقول له سنسوداين مفعول سريع.
As you can see, straightforward, you know, just giving the main information from an expert, from someone who is in the field. It doesn't usually have to be only for convenient products, for banks, and you can use it in many actually brands and many ideas for products. If you can get an expert to speak for you, it's a little bit maybe boring for some brands, but it's a way. It's actually a very convincing way for the consumer, especially for B2B products that require a lot of cognitive processing and understanding of technical details or specific things, you know. So it's nice to have more information and to have someone to speak from an expert point of view to make to be more convincing to your target market of your campaign. It's clear? It's clear to all of you? Any questions about authoritative?
That's clear, ma'am. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Next is demonstration. Demonstration also heavily, one of the heavy used in B2B. Okay. Demonstration is showing how the product is basically being used. You know, by the way, there were specific, if you remember TV channels and things showing how, you remember? Showing how they can be used, the products themselves, demonstrating the products in front of the consumer. You know, these tamima and tele-advertising and stuff like this. Yeah, I think you're familiar. You're not familiar with it? You haven't seen it before? Is anybody familiar with it? This way of demonstrating how the product works, even in some ads, like, okay, you should put this amount of this on that, you can do this on this, you can use this on that, to show you the machine, how it works. No, you don't have to open, you have to do this. It's showing you the whole campaign is based on showing how the product is being used. This is extensively used in B2B, because in B2B, as I said before, the products are very products that include very high level of specification, very details, a lot of details, a lot of things that the end user needs to know. You're not selling to a commercial buyer, to an end user. You are selling to a commercial buyer or a B2B buyer, someone who will take this product either for further processing or someone who will still sell it to the end user. So this kind of buyer is different. They are derived by more cognitive things compared to emotional things. Is this clear? Any questions? Hello?
Clear.
Guys, are you following?
Clear, doctor.
Clear, doctor.
Where are all of you? Yeah, tamam. The next one is the fantasy. Remember the ad for the lion? The one for Mercedes-Benz? Do lions really using the lion as the king of the city and this, and inside the ad? This is fantasy. Let me show you. Usually used by perfumes, by chocolate brands. If you remember, most of the chocolate brands like Galaxy, they use. But let me show you an ad that uses fantasy in its executional framework, because they want to dream. Like you're eating the chocolate and you're on top of the sky or on top of the clouds, or you're sitting somewhere and someone is doing you massage or giving you a lovely drink, whatever. It takes you to another world, and it's a world of itself. Let me show you a very interesting ad that's using fantasy. It's not easy to find the English ads. That's why I found one. I wanted to see it.
Try this trick and spin it. Yeah. You have a glass. There's nothing in the last percent. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Okay. Galaxy
You
choose pleasure. Look, this is an Arabic one, but the next one is an Arabic one about Snickers.
نولعه نلعب بالجوكر؟ ايه رايكم الجوكر هو اللي هيلعب بيكم؟ معايا ورق نار هيولع اللعبه وهيولع الجو وهيولع فيكم كمان. معاك خد لك سنيكرز. ليه؟ انت كل ما بتجوع بتتجنن. احسن؟
احسن. انت مش انت وانت جعان. سنيكرز ما توقفش.
ما توزع تاني.
Okay. That's not right. تمام. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Tell me.
It brings it brings a lot of attention to the ad because people want to know what's going to happen next as well. Like it's creativity within it to be able to
Actually,
be able to.
I totally agree with you now, Naz, because now we're looking more for stocking power, and nowadays, especially with all the clutter and the advertising messages, it's too crowded. So people are. Fantasy is one of the things that's been recently used a lot in advertising, and even me watching, I watch a lot of TV. I see a lot of ads. I see even, especially, when I watch Egyptian ads, because Egypt is one of the big, maybe it's the number one, I think, country in the Middle East regarding advertising. When it comes to ads and ad awards and campaigns, it's mashallah strong. The market is very strong because you're talking about a market of 100 million consumers. So it's a nice place to create in. They are now moving towards this. Some of them are too outrageous and too off culture and too ununderstandable, and I don't really understand why people are wasting their money on it, to be honest with you. But others I see attracting attention and relevance. However, it's using fantasy is a double-edged weapon. You have to be very careful using fantasy. Even like when you're using fear or humor and as an appeal. You have to watch out, you have to take care, you have to be relevant to your target market. Generally speaking, we talked before that advertising is a cultural thing, reflects cultures, reflects societies, reflects this. So you have to be careful anyway. We talked about this before, but specifically in fantasies and things that really take you over and you said before, slice of life is playing it safe. Storytelling, برضه not that, but when testimonials and the rest is kind of very straightforward approaches. But when you come to talk about fantasy, it's different kind of thing altogether, beyond reality. It takes you to another place. I think Mercedes was very successful in this campaign. One of the best campaigns I've seen recently for Mercedes was this campaign for the Lion, a successful one, an award-winning campaign as well. And there are many others, like the one I told you of Snickers. Snickers also, it's not you're not you when you're hungry. It's a very common campaign. Also, I had some foreign campaigns, but it had some language that I could not play in the class, so I'm sorry about this. Why sometimes I bring Arabic ads. I'm very sorry for those who speak English, but I try to bring English ads as much as I can. But sometimes the English ads, especially, they're not aired in our region, so the language used is not very appropriate. I cannot really play it in class. It's not appropriate to play it in class. So please forgive me, Muhammad Hamza and the rest of the class. I try as much as possible to bring you ads from our culture also, okay? And I translate as much as I can. So no worries, inshallah. And the last one is the informative one. The informative one is straightforward. As I said, extensively used in radio because it's basically words and information, tak, 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 in a very straightforward manner. Of course, برضه used in B2B. You have to be very careful here of the atmosphere that you provide around the brand to make sure that the consumer is going to get the information, is going to grasp the information. You have to make sure the consumer is showing you a specific level of involvement as well. So it's not informative ads, informative campaigns is like the rational one, little bit boring, but sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's required. Because this is it's best for covering my objectives, it's best for solving my problems in the brand. Right. Let's move to the fourth decision, which is sources and spokespersons. Now it's time to think about your sources. Who are you going to be including in your campaigns and why? On what basis? Shall you choose celebrities? They can be either celebrities, some celebrities can be art, sports, music, whatever. CEOs like Bill Gates, like previously he died, what's his name, Steve Jobs, other like John Wells, Jack Wells Jr. These people who are gurus in the area of business, and they are the CEOs for General Electric and all this well-known big names. They can be, a CEO of a big bank, of a big institution, of a big, for example, a big retailer, whatever. This is one approach. Experts, as Sensodyne is using, for example, experts in the field of getting dentists and stuff like that. Typical people who are influencers, who are loyal customers. Some people are experts in food tasting, for example. If you're doing a restaurant or something related to food, so you can bring them in and you can make the whole campaign around them and include them in your execution. So you have to start thinking and taking decisions. And here, for example, when I come talk about celebrity spokesperson, I'm using, for example, in our region, Nancy Agram and Coca-Cola, putting Muhammad Salah, Messi, and Pepsi. Celebrities, they are using it. It's the most common, and it's the most, athletes, of course, are the most. Messi and Clear, shampoo Clear, Messi. Nivea and Real Madrid, generally speaking, and the players of Real Madrid, and so on. This is the use of celebrities. Who to choose? And the most successful relationship across the world of advertising and products and brands in the whole world, I think legendary, and it will not, I don't think it will happen again, is the relationship between Michael Jordan and Nike. I think you agree with me. What can I say? The very expensive and $1 trillion worth business between Michael Jordan and Nike. If you know how it started, you will be amazed and shocked. When they started this, Michael Jordan did not want to make a partnership with Nike. Yes, I'm saying it again because maybe you didn't hear it well. Michael Jordan was very reluctant to make a partnership with Nike at that time when he first started playing, when he was still a rookie and he was selected, drafted, and he played his first match with the Bulls, and he was still not. I feel he's still I want to say a project of a legend. Still, no, just 1-2 matches, nothing. Just he appeared to be someone special on the court. At that time, the #1 sneaker brands for basketball were not Nike. Nike was not that strong at that time. At that time, the #1 sneaker brands for basketball were Converse and Adidas. Okay. Nike was not that popular, and it was still, coming up. Michael Jordan was dying to sign with who? With Adidas. He was so desperate to sign with Adidas, and they were letting him down, and they didn't sign with him at the end. How do you think Adidas would feel about this now?
It's a pretty big missed opportunity for them. It is a huge missed opportunity.
Huge, exactly. It comes, these opportunities that come once in a lifetime. That's really one of them. Really, it's crazy. Now they would kill them. Like, who was the crazy guy who told us not to sign with MJ at that time? At that time, MJ or whatever, he was just a basic player in the Chicago Bulls. Very promising, yes, but still, remember, in celebrities you are taking risks. In celebrities you have it, but it's a calculated risk. Okay, Nike approached, and they wanted to sign with him, and he was not going to see them. Come on, he was running away from them. He didn't want to go to. He didn't even go to the meeting. He wasn't happy about them. I want to go with the big ones, with Adidas, but they convinced him by telling him that we will make a special line for you. We'll make, and they give him a very generous offer. He signed with them, and then he saw how, of course, the difference between the Germans thinking about marketing and the Americans thinking about marketing. The American school wins all the way. A German brand compared to an American brand. When it comes to marketing, American brands, of course, are in a different league altogether. So anyway, they convinced him, and of course, it became the lifetime relationship between Michael Jordan and Nike, and we have the Air Jordan brand, of course. He's not playing basketball anymore, but look at the worth of the brand, and look at the worth of him specifically, and the brand Air Jordan inside Nike. It's developing, it's improving every single day. The value of the brand is improving. It's a sub-brand of the big name of Nike, and it has definitely added to them exactly the same way that he has added to them as well. So it's a two-way win-win situation here. Choosing Michael Jordan at that time, he wasn't that popular. There were other players equally successful in the team, like MJ, like for example Dennis Rodman. They came up together in the same time. Scottie Pippen. Why didn't they choose? Actually, Scottie Pippen was already signed with someone else. But Dennis Rodman, why not? Because Dennis Rodman is a very controversial guy. He's crazy. He wears like women. He puts weird makeup. They want to attach this to their brand image. See, this is what I'm saying. When you come to choose your celebrity, you have to think about your brand image. You have to think of your brand value. You have to think of, is this appropriate for our image? Look what happened when Maria Sharapova had a problem of doping and she had to stop tennis for a whole year. She has banned from tennis for a whole year. Actually, I think this was the beginning of the end. Yani. After she played a little while, she never came back same form, and already she retired last year. Anyway, so what happened in this year? Nike was one of her sponsors. They sent her, said, oh, sorry, Maria, we cannot continue with you for this year. When you're good, we come back, But we're going to we will terminate our contract until you are good to come back. This is how keen they are on their image. So you have to take care very much who you choose to be a spokesperson for your brand. Be smart, be matching with your brand image, values, and beliefs. Do not contradict, do not choose someone who has big question marks, do not choose someone who is controversial. You have to be very smart in your choices. Nike is one of the best companies in athlete's choice. Nike has been one of the best companies throughout the entire really time in the athletic choice, the athletes they choose for representing their brand. Oh, very smart choices. Very smart choices, really. Under Armour also are coming there, but they have a different approach. Under Armour are taking the same approach that Nike took long ago, which is targeting a project of a legend and not targeting a legend. Understand me? That's why they went with Stephen Curry, for example. At that time, Stephen Curry was still young and, and he is still, until now, he's still the project of a legend. Okay? And so on. Anyway, this is another story, لكن I just wanted to stress on how to choose the celebrities in the right way and how to take care of your choices. That's extremely important. Spokespersons, as you can see, CEOs, experts, typical persons, you have to take care of these characters. Which one you choose is not the issue. It's the issue of take care. For example, this ad it's an ad, I think, for a bank or for an insurance company, and they are making the whole campaign based on a very famous manager or CEO inside the company that they are using for the purpose of the campaign. Here, these are the characteristics. These are the characteristics of the spokespersons. Credibility in terms of attractiveness, similarity, likability, trustworthiness, expertise. All these are the characteristics for choosing your spokespersons, whether they are celebrities, CEOs, or whatever. These are the characteristics for choosing. And of course, each one is discussed in detail. When we talk about credibility, of course, credibility is a must, very much to be believable. Look at these things, very much someone that people believe, that someone that people can follow. And it's very important to make sure that celebrities kind of have the 5 characteristics, not just one of them. Attractiveness, of course, be smart. If you are, for example, making a brand about something related to healthy lifestyle and so on, don't bring someone who's chubby or is overweight as a celebrity. It doesn't make sense. Be smart in your choices. It has to represent the image of your brand. The image of the celebrity reflects the image of your brand. This is for sure. So take care of this. Okay? Similarity, of course, that's another issue, of course, of similarity. Similarity with your, as I said, brand beliefs, brand values, and the kinds of attitudes that you want to trigger from your brand. Likability, very important that it's kind of they are role models in their societies or in the sports that they are leading. Nothing controversial about them, nothing fishy about the relationships, about the way that they run their personal lives and how it's reflecting their professional lives. Very important to look at all these things. And of course, a degree of confidence and acceptance and trustworthiness and all that's very important. Expertise, That's a very important thing. And I like, for example, you know, Nasser Al-Attiyah, the well-known rally guy in Qatar, mashallah, he's a world champion. He's doing ads for a lubricant brand. He's a spokesperson for lubricant brand. Why they chose him? For the credibility, for the good reputation, for. And he's representing a brand that's also relevant to his business or relevant to his professional life, something related to cars. Okay? So there is relevance. Relevance is very important as well. This is the final slide and the most important slide, I would say, because here it's how you should match your source types and the characteristics to that. Very important to know, to learn how to match the source types and the characteristics to that. That's very important. Okay, take care of this very much. Yes, sometimes celebrities can have negative publicity, not positive. Yes, this is a big problem. You have to watch out. Like Maria Sharapova and what happened to her. You know what I mean? That's very important to understand. Tamam? Sometimes it happens. You have to be very careful. Each one of them has a specific usage, has pros, has cons, has advantages and disadvantages. There is no one best recipe, one best way to choose your spokespersons or your sources for your campaigns. No. It depends on your needs. It depends whether this specific way is fulfilling your objectives, is supporting your appeals that you chose, is supporting the message strategy that you chose, is supporting your campaign objectives that you put in the first place. You have to sit and take a collective decision. It is not a decision that one person takes. Okay, guys, in the project, I decided to use X. No, you have to sit together. On what basis did you decide? That why this, why that? What's the advantages of this? What's the disadvantages of that? And so on. So these kinds of choices that you have to face and you have to take are extremely important before sitting and making your week by week campaign. Okay? Clear?